So this just a feature just came out. Basically, the the cloud basically it's the cloud API service that in the latest release supports this now. VNC Endpoint. It's pretty simple. The other bit with this, which hopefully will be available here sometime today, is you do need the updated Triton client. Which if you go to GitHub, you can pull it down straight from GitHub, but hopefully I'll get it published here to NPM um, today. But with that, then it now adds an instance VNC command to your out there, and so this where you see right now. This is just the test rig in Emeryville, and this is actually kind of you see it's an older Ubuntu image, but actually it does under KVM still have the frame buffer console. And so I figured that was easier than trying to build and get a Windows image on there, even though I know that's probably the more common use, because I know a lot of the newer um, Linux images don't disable the frame buffer and are strictly serial. So um, but so you can imagine, so you can pretend this is a Windows box. Uh, and so you just do instance VNC. You can optionally specify the port. And so what's happening here is it's a fairly simple pass through. So the way that the VNC protocol works is when you first connect to it, it tries to do a version negotiation. And so because of that, the way that it works is the Triton client creates a local a listening port, and this is the port that you're specifying. So you can specify like 5900 if you want. Um, if you don't specify a port, it just picks one randomly. Um, and so when you do that, then it starts listening, on localhost on that port that you gave. And so then you can point your VNC client then to that port. And then when you connect, basically once you connect to it, then it actually makes the call to Cloud API to create the connection to the VNC port on the instance, and then Cloud API basically acts as a pass-through. And because of that negotiation, that's why you don't want to make that connection to the server until you already have a client ready to go, because otherwise you miss that negotiation piece. And most VNC servers and most VNC clients, then if you miss that, basically you just have to redo it. And so that's why it's a little unusual in that respect. And but like, so once you get used to that, then you see, here you go. I mean, you're on here, um, and you get the console. Like I said, which you can imagine if this was like a Windows box instead, but just because of what was handy, I happened to use this image. So so you can do that, and like I said, just as a user, it authenticates you just like all the other Trident commands. So it's pretty straightforward. But we don't have yet what I am working on. So hopefully, in an upcoming release, to kind of complement this, is to also add a Triton instance console command, which instead of connecting via VNC, it would basically get you to the text console of an instance. If you're at the low level, basically going through Cloud API, then going out to the box, would basically do like the Z login minus capital C for that instance, and connect that, you plumb that through. So then people could, again, with the whole, with the typical permission checks that you have with your Cloud API commands, that then you would be able to connect to the console, um, the text console of an instance as well. And so hopefully that piece will be coming up here in a future release in the not too distant future. But VNC obviously is probably the biggest one for people running Windows, since there is an issue. It's really about the only way you can get to it. So this hopefully is useful, and a lot of people have been interested in it. So now we have it. So that's pretty much it. If you have any questions or
No, I'm excited about all of it though.
yeah, and like I said, basically what you need is you have to update your Cloud API service to the release that just came out today. So basically the latest one right now, and then like I said, then hopefully here, like I said, I'll ping some people to get it published. Then hopefully just a matter of updating your Triton client to the latest. Like I said, if you can pull it down from GitHub right now, the latest, and you can get it that way. But where you can do like just in an npm update. So hopefully that'll be working here this afternoon. So okay, well I will stop
Thank you.
recording.